that wasn't real. It's gone.
I'm sorry, but Mr. Dietrich's dead. I thought they'd arrest him, but when they found a Quran in his house, they had him executed. Fortunately, I got to you before they did.
You got to me. You did this to me. You cut my hair. You tortured me. You tortured me. Why?
You said you wanted to live without fear. I wish there'd been an easier way, but there wasn't.
Oh, my God.
I know you may never forgive me, but nor will you ever understand how hard it was for me to do what I did. Every day I saw in myself everything you see in me now. Every day I wanted to end it, but each time you refused to give in. I knew I couldn't.
You're sick. You're evil.
You could have ended it, Evie. You could have given in, but you didn't. Why?
Leave me alone. I hate you.
That's it! See, at first, I thought it was hate, too. Hate was all I knew. It built my world, imprisoned me, taught me how to eat, how to drink, how to breathe. I thought I'd die with all the hate in my veins. But then something happened. It happened to me, just as it happened to you.
Shut up! I don't want to hear your lies!
Your own father said that artists use lies to tell the truth. Yes, I created a lie. But because you believed it, you found something true about yourself.
No.
What was true in that cell is just as true now.
That's what this is all about. You're getting back at them for what they did to her. And to you.
What was done to me created me. It's a basic principle of the universe that every action will create an equal and opposing reaction.
Is that how you see it? Like an equation?
What was done to me was monstrous.
And they created a monster.
Mr. Dascombe, what we need right now is a clear message to the people of this country. This message must be read in every newspaper, heard on every radio, seen on every television. This message must resound throughout the entire interlink. I want this country to realize that we stand on the edge of oblivion. I want every man, woman, and child to understand how close we are to chaos. I want everyone to remember why they need us.
In the former United States, civil war continues to devastate the Midwest.
Scientists attribute this latest water shortage to the lack of rainfall the last 2 years. Ministry officials expect water coupon prices to rise. Police have arrested 9 suspects.
Can you believe this shit?
Reporting avian flu
We've got all
vaccine.
summer.
Outside the quarantine zone, a new airborne pathogen has killed 27 people.
But the efforts of those involved are not in vain, and a new ability to wage war is born from the blood of other victims. Imagine a virus, the most terrifying virus you can, and then imagine that you and you alone have the cure. But if your ultimate goal is power, how best to use such a weapon? It's at this point in our story that along comes a spider. Here's a man seemingly without a conscience, for whom the ends always justify the means, and it is he who suggests that their target should not be an enemy of the country, but rather the country itself. 3 targets are chosen to maximize the effect of the attack: a school, a tube station, and a water treatment plant. Several hundred died within the first few weeks.
That Three Waters has in fact been contaminated.
Authorities are attempting to control its deadly spread. Sent a wave of destruction throughout the underground.
Fueled by the media, fear and panic spread quickly, fracturing.
Control its deadly spread. Sent a wave of destruction throughout the underground.
Fueled by the media, fear and panic spread quickly, fracturing and dividing the country until at last the true goal comes into view. Before St Mary's crisis, no one would have predicted the results of the election that year, no one. And then not long after the election, lo and behold, a miracle. Some believed it was the work of God himself, but it was a pharmaceutical company controlled by certain party members that made them all obscenely rich. A year later, several extremists are tried, found guilty and executed, while a memorial is built to canonize their victims. But the end result, the true genius of the plan, was the fear. Fear became the ultimate tool of this government, and through it, our politician was ultimately appointed to the newly created position of High Chancellor.
I've placed 3 nuclear bombs in 3 American cities. How far?
I drew you together from your fractured realities.
I'm talking about the beer I had.
Major Shepard discovered the truth some time ago.
He did? No, actually bad like that.
Major Shepard seemed uniquely capable of manipulating his own fabricated reality.
Think about the scenarios I could have thought up. I'd kick myself.
The realities you experienced were fabrications of your own minds. You are unconscious even now on the planet's surface.
So none of this is real. The cute brunette, of course I should have known. How do you go from you're a pig but I like your cat to I missed you?
We lacked a sophisticated understanding of your world. As a result, the illusions we created from your thoughts were ultimately flawed.
The dead people were a dead giveaway. Dead people. What are you doing?
I tell you the truth. Unless you eat the flesh of the Son of Man and drink of his blood, you have no life in you.
2,000 years ago, this guy dies on the cross. Dies! And then miraculously resurrects 3 days later. I don't know about you, but reanimating one's rigor mortified corpse doesn't seem all that glorious to me.
Yeah. Well, every year Stan checks out these artificial memory chambers from the CIA, plops you suckers in, and then programs a great vacay.
Hoy up! Hoy up! Hoy up! Hoy up! Hoy up! Hoy!
Let me get this straight. All of our vacations, the only thing that ever brought this family together, have been a big, fat, fake lie?
Yes! Yes to you and yes to the game.
Mom, get down from there! I'll see you all in the living room in a minute! I'm in the game!
How about, some of the physical laws, if we talk about that as well, some have even suggested that we actually live in a, in a kind of computer game environment, if you will. Things are very restricted in a 3D sense, at least. Do you subscribe at all to the idea that this the universe is kind of a holographic computer and we're inside this game?
That is why their advancements are never recognized.
And I think people ought to investigate that, because you're going to have to withstand the high winds. Because if everything's going to be coming up, we're going to have like 350 to 400 mile an hour winds. Now, this is all natural things that are going to occur before the supposed shift of the planet. Meanwhile, so all these things they coincide together with the political agenda to have it all come down so we can all blame God or somebody else for all the events that are going to occur, or follow the prophecies. Exactly, except for the extraterrestrials that I've been contacted. It says, wake up, guys, you're in a huge play. It's like William Shakespeare said, the whole world's the stage and we're just the players on this thing, which is actually correct. The thing is that there's play going on multi-dimensions and from different places right now. There's a group of extraterrestrials that consider us a virtual reality game.
The third world countries, now we call them rogue nations or nations of concern. Then there would be asteroids. And then he would repeat to me,
To set it in motion, when we get to reducing the world's population, then they're going to have this organized group. I mean, the New World Order is a socialist dictatorship, just so you know. And what happens is that they're going to supposedly get the army to fight the common enemy from space, and that's the ETs.
Yes.
And that's what the final conflict's going to be all about. I mean, you go right down by some of the movies that way. Wake up, guys. You're in a huge play. It's like William Shakespeare said, the whole world's the stage and we're just the players on this thing, which is actually correct.
Also marking the opening of a new era, and it was actually a time of celebration. So it's, you can look at it from the point of view, yes, there's one era that's going to be rolled up and finished. So if you're attached to that, it is the end of the world.
In many respects, the British
that there are structures, ancient structures, on Mars, connected to a civilization that's connected to early human civilization on Earth. And he has confirmed this to me, and he said, but the reason that NASA will not disclose this sort of information is that it would collapse, and I'm quoting, collapse the foundations of all the orthodox religious belief systems on the planet.